Hello everybody and welcome to today's video of DIY investing. For today's video, I wanted to give you guys a few tips as well as an update on Bitcoin and the recent crash that we've had inside of the market. There's so much going on in this market, and so it's important to understand what you should be doing right now as a trader. Should we be buying? Should we be selling? All of this is going to be covered in today's video, so stay tuned for that. I'm so thankful for the support of this channel. It means the world to me. Please do myself and this channel a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates in the future. We've got great things coming, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Hey everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing my Monday market overview. I understand that it's been a while and I haven't recorded for a while. That's because I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I'm currently working on a business, currently working on 2 different businesses, along with running 2 different YouTube channels. It's quite the process, so I apologize. I haven't quite had enough time to be working towards this channel. However, recently I have had a break in my schedule and I'm ready to start putting some more time towards this. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm going to be uploading once a day or a few times a week. I won't try and lie to you guys or put myself above to a certain standard that I can't keep. One thing that I will say though is that you guys can expect a new upload every Monday, so I will use that time as my Monday market overview. If I do get more time in the weekday for another video, you guys can expect that. However, just understand that I have a lot of stuff on my plate right now, so I don't know if I'll be able to get a ton of uploads every single day or even a bunch of times throughout a week. So today's video is my Monday market overview. So we're gonna actually go over Bitcoin's price and take a look at where I see the altcoin market going in the immediate future. So I've had this chart drawn on my TradingView for a few weeks now, but I haven't really shared it with anybody. If you're a part of Discord, you guys have seen me post it in there, so that is one thing. But for the most part, I haven't really showed this, and this chart goes into pretty good detail, and I wanted to explain to you guys what I'd been noticing in Bitcoin's price history and kind of where I could see a potential bottom in the market forming, as well as a time frame on where we could expect it and when. So with that being said, the first thing to take note of is that this is a log chart. This is the entire price history of Bitcoin up to this point, from Bitcoin's inception in about 2010 to current prices in 2019 at about 3,500. So with that being said, I wanted to point out something that I'd noticed. So with each parabolic rise that we have in Bitcoin, we form this trend line as indicated by this black line here. As you can see, we bounce off of it once, twice, 3 times, and then that equals our trend. We have the last parabolic rise, we top out, and then we sell off. Now, normally with an established trend line like this, what you want to see is it to keep bouncing off of this and going up, right? Wrong. That doesn't always happen. Trend lines are never going to be exact, and in fact, I've actually learned from trading these markets, the trend lines don't often mean a whole lot, and prices will smash through them all the time. However, that's not what's important. What's important to notice is this pattern that plays out. So we have an established trend, and then we top out at the cycle. Now, instead of holding support on this trend line, we bust through and make one more lower low. Now, once we break through the trend line and make this lower low, we start the next cycle in Bitcoin's move. And this is the pattern that plays out every single cycle that we've ever had. Now, if we look at the cycle that topped out in 2013, we had this very obvious trend line forming. We had to bounce once, twice, and we didn't really bounce any more off of that. I mean, technically we bounced 3 times if you count these little moves in between, but for the most part, this was a very parabolic rise, and we distanced ourselves from the trend line fairly quickly when we moved into this 3-wave. Now, something to keep in note, this pattern. Did we break through the trend line? Yes, we did. What happened when we broke through the trend line? We started the next cycle in the move. Now, this is the pattern that I've noticed. We've had this happen once, we've had this happen twice, and now let's go see if we're having it happen once again. So to keep suspense, let's hide the previous move in Bitcoin, the last sell-off, and let's see how accurate this pattern is. So as you can see, we have the established trend. I think we held support on this trend for like a year, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. It's not important. All that matters is to see if we held support of this trend line or if we broke through. So we had the massive sell-off at the top of the move at about 20K. And then what happens? We have this major trend line and we smashed through it. As indicated here, As you can tell, guys, that last sell-off from 6K to 3K had us sell through this trend line. And now what is happening? We're getting rejected off of the trend line as resistance. So this trending support that held us for over a year's time is now resistance. What is going to happen now? Is Bitcoin dead? Are we ever going to make money trading this market again? What is going on? And I am going to tell you. Alright, no need to freak out, guys. In fact, this makes me more excited than anything because of the fact we get to accumulate cheap BTC once again. For me to even see a $3,500 Bitcoin right now, it makes me excited, truly 100% excited, because I didn't think I'd ever see a Bitcoin this cheap again. When you're worth $20,000 at the top, you just don't see the possibility of us ever having a retrace because everybody's so euphoric that the thought of a $3,500 Bitcoin just really doesn't cross your mind. So this is what we're sitting at, guys. We busted through the trend line. This trend line is now acting as resistance. And so the only logical thing to look at is previous market structure and figure out what happens after we break through the trend line. Well, what happens when we break through the trend line is we have one more sell-off. And that's what we've had ever since 2011. We have one more strong sell-off, and that capitulates the market. And then the new money comes in, and what happens? The next cycle starts in its place. So this is what I'm watching out for. We have made resistance, and we are getting the sell-off into the next move. So it's important to highlight a couple key areas for where I think the prices could have a strong bounce from, where we could potentially see a bottom, and some areas where you could look to potentially cast some buy orders. Now, these levels are going to be at about 3K, 2,500, and about 2K. Now, the reason for this is because from all-time high to 6K was about a 70% sell-off. Now, if we analyze previous sell-offs in Bitcoin, the lowest that we'd ever gone in a Bitcoin bear market was a 95% retrace, which takes us back to 2011. At a time where we didn't have a lot of liquidity in Bitcoin, it was a very small market. Still is overall, considering. However, that was the lowest that we'd ever gone. Now, the highest that we'd ever, or I guess I don't really know how you'd word this, but the lightest sell-off that we ever had was an 83% retrace or an 84% retrace. One or the two. And then I think that was actually back here. Let's go through and label this. I don't want to be wrong by what I'm saying. So yeah, about an 80% retrace. So right around there. This was the lowest retrace that we'd ever had previously. All the other ones, this one was a 95%er. This one, 80%. I think that this one was pretty high, but I can't specifically remember how high. I think it was close to that 85% mark. But that just goes to show you kind of where previous Bitcoin cycles have bottomed and where we can expect one to happen in this one. So from where we're currently sitting at, we're currently sitting about an 82% retrace. So right now, this takes us to about the last Bitcoin bear market at about here. However, I think that we're going to go lower because we just barely broke through the trend line with this last move. According to history, if history repeats itself, which it often does, or at least close to, we should have one more strong sell-off, which will capitulate the market. Now, where are my zones that I'm watching for capitulation? Like I said before, 3,000, because that puts us at about an 85% correction even. 2,500, not that this is a specific number or anything, but because 2,500 is a nice number. Oftentimes what you see is strong supports anywhere where there's an even 5 or where there's even zeros in the market. 6K is a perfect example. We pretty much bottomed at a relatively even number. And then that's what we're starting to see now. Right here at 2,500 is going to be my next target because we have a strong support. Even though these are just ABC retraces, this is a zone where you could expect price to react. Whether we bottom here or whether we don't, that's not really what's important. I'm just giving you guys the levels that I'm going to be watching, where I'm going to be placing my personal bids. And then you guys can kind of go from there. So that's going to be 3,000, 2,500, and then just under 2,000 is going to be a 95% correction from all-time high. Could we potentially go that low? Yes, it's possible. That would take us to about the same cycle and the same severity of a sell-off as 2011 did. Now, something cool to note, if any of you guys pay for the deluxe TradingView package, you can go through here and analyze 2011's fractal by looking up the Brave New Coin Index from Bitcoin. If you just type in Brave, you'll be able to find the ticker. But if you zoom into this price action, you'll actually notice that the top of this one wave right here is a very, very similar market structure to the current structure that we're riding in with this bear market in 2018 through 2019. So that's something to keep in note if you want to go and analyze a pattern, or you guys can go check out my TradingView. I have a post that actually details the same fractal from this one all the way back to 2011, and you guys can go back and see that there. It hit my target perfect at about 3K. So if you want, go check me out on TradingView. You guys can check out my charts that I post there. But anyways, guys, these are the zones that I'm watching out for. We've got 3K, 2,500, and then we've got 2K. These are just nice numbers that oftentimes you see a nice bounce or even a potential bottom with side market structure. So this is what I'm going to be watching out for. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update because I haven't posted for so long. I figured that this chart showed plenty of details to where you guys can make an accurate assumption of where you guys might potentially think Bitcoin may bottom. We did break this trend line, so I am expecting one more stab lower. Wherever that takes us is yet to be decided. I could never understand where it's going to go exactly. Nobody can, which is why we have to take it one day at a time and see how it's going to be. But one thing to note, guys, quit fighting the trend. I see so many people saying that the market's going to go up with really no substance or any truth backing what they're saying. They just say that because they're still fighting the trend from 20K. And this is something that I did, guys. I got wrecked the whole freaking bear market because for a lot of the time, for right here specifically, I was fighting the trend. Got stuck in euphoria, fought the trend, lost some money, and then right here, I allowed myself to listen to too many other influences, didn't set any lower buy. I mean, I set a few lower buy orders, but the majority of my chunk was up higher where I could have caught much cheaper BTC, which is fine. Everybody makes mistakes. I want you guys to understand that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Even though I made lots of money in the bull market, I lost lots of money. I lost lots of money in the bear market. And so it's important to understand that learn from your mistakes first and foremost. That's the most important part. Now, the best way that I've been able to learn from my mistakes has been to trade and take my own analysis. Don't listen to anybody else, whether I'm right or wrong. As long as I'm trading at my own analysis, I'm far better off. And I've actually noticed, guys, that once I quit listening to other influences, once I just started only using my own trading plans, I actually started profiting far greater inside of this bear market. So that just goes to show you guys that you can profit inside of the bear market if you quit fighting the trend and you accept things for what they are, you quit allowing outside influences to distract you, you're going to be far greater off because all it takes is a simple trading plan. And if you set a stop loss and if you detail when you're going to exit the trade, a time frame, why you took the trade, and you detail all of these things and you take 10 trades, it's only a matter of time before you develop a winning strategy that's going to help you to actually succeed. This is something that took me a lot of time, but in this bear market, I was able to perfect my trading strategy, and I am actually profiting right now, but it's all because I started trusting my own gut, and I started following my own advice, and that's what advice I can give for you guys today, because I know a lot of people have been wrecked this bear market because they've been taking bad advice. Now, while I do agree that you should take advice from other people, I always say that when it comes to your own personal trading, always take your own advice when it comes to that because there's too many outside influences, there's too many details that go unnoticed that it makes it hard to copy and follow other people's trades. So this is what advice I can give for you guys today. This is the patterns that I'm noticing in Bitcoin. We're headed for exciting times for a couple reasons. One being this is the first Elliott cycle that has ever been completed inside of Bitcoin. We have completed the first cycle, guys, which means this was the smart money accumulating because right now we're getting ready for the big cycle with Bitcoin, which means we're getting ready for this huge three wave. So this entire structure from inception of about 5 cents to peak all-time high at just under 20,000 was the one wave, which equals this little blip right here. So, with that being said, after this bear market, we're getting ready for the most impulsive cycle inside of Bitcoin. And according to Elliott wave theory, the most impulsive cycle based off of volume and based off of a number of key factors, which is this huge impulsive move here. Or in the one wave, this huge parabolic rise that we saw here. Look how straight up. Minor retraces, just pure euphoria. that's what we're getting into, guys, and that is why I am so unbelievably excited for this. No matter how low Bitcoin goes, I'm here for the long haul because I see the potential on the other side. So if you're discouraged by losses, if you're pissed off at yourself because you suck at trading in a bear market, just understand that everything is okay, and that beyond, without a doubt, I could guarantee you that if you stay for the long haul of this, you're going to be so much better off. No matter the mistakes you make now, I can guarantee you that you will learn from those if you choose to. If you're taking this time in the bear market to educate yourself every single day, it's a matter of time before everything works out for you. So with that being said, this is today's video I had for you guys. This is my Monday market overview. I would really appreciate it if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All the support that I get here means the world to me. I really want to be able to guide and encourage people and new people just getting into crypto in general for this current bear market, as discouraging as it is, as well as for the upcoming bull market that's going to follow. I've been able to ride through these cycles. I've made a number of mistakes. I am not perfect. Do not think of me as this perfect trader, because that's not the case. I will be honest with how I am, because I feel like the only way to truly preach a positive message that's going to affect the most people is by honesty. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to show you guys what's worked for me and what hasn't worked for me, so that you guys can sort through the bullshit and help to just get on the right path of profiting the quickest way possible. Because guys, as shitty as it is, the best way to learn is through making mistakes. So the least amount of mistakes that you can make while learning is going to be the most efficient way to learn, obviously. So listen to what other people say, especially listen to what other people say. Don't accept that as your trading advice. Always stick to your own trading plan. Take advice from other traders, because oftentimes the advice they give is because of a time where they got wrecked extremely hard, and that was where they learned the lesson. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. You guys have a good day. Peace out.